What's up guys, today I'm going to show you how to set up a Savannah Monitor cage. Okay, so we have a number of things that are going to help us today. I have some vinegar. Okay, so the first thing you'll need is a tank. Next thing you'll need is something to put in the bottom of the tank that the monitor can dig through. So today I'm doing about a 50-50 mixture of eco earth and sand, food bowl, water dish, day heat bulb, and a night heat bulb, which is a little bit lower wattage, just so that in case it gets too cold in my house, I can put the night bulb in. UVB rays simulating the sun. I still recommend taking your animal outside to get the natural sun, because just a few minutes in the natural sun can do a lot more even than the artificial light. You'll need some stuff for them to hide in. So here, these little black tubes, I got them from Home Depot. The reason I like that is because I can bury them underneath their hot spot and also underneath the substrate on the cold side, and it kind of simulates a tunnel for them. Make sure you got a temperature gun so you can read temperatures on the hot side, cold side, and all around. Here's the material I'm using for a basking spot. I'm just going to line it up on the hot side, make the dirt a few inches above the bottom of the tank, and then put this up there so that the heat shines on it directly and they could sit and warm their bodies. And of course you can get these anywhere, but I got this from Home Depot because I think it's going to be a little bit better price, brand new, than buying a pet store one, which is basically the same thing. It's just a heat lamp, a clamp lamp, and of course you'll need your food, and I'll show you them eating later. I'm going to do a 1-to-1 ratio in the beginning. 1 scoop of eco earth for 1 scoop of sand, and kind of see how it goes. If I wind up needing more moisture and more density, I might put more eco earth in there. And if I wind up needing more fluffiness and like more dustiness, then I'll put the sand in there. So here's one of the little guys we're setting this up for. This is a pretty much a brand new baby captive born Savannah Monitor. You can see that trademark spotted pattern that they have on their back, so that they blend in with like the termite mounds and the dirt in Africa where they're from. As babies, they're probably primarily going to eat insects because that's what they would be able to catch in the wild. As they begin to become adults more, they're going to be more scavengers, eating meat and whatever else they could get their jaws on in the wild. So pretty cool little guys. As you can see, very calm. One of the reasons is probably because they were just shipping. They're a little disoriented, maybe a little cold, but I'm going to handle them regularly and kind of take them through my daily routine so that they get more and more used to me. Alright, let's get this guy all set up. There's some good tongue flicks. Tongue flicks means that they're beginning to sense the environment. They're thinking a little bit, trying to figure out where they are and what's going on. So tongue flicks are good essentially. And if you just kind of handle your monitor on a regular basis, see how I'm handling him open-handedly like this, not really like grabbing them or squeezing them, that will kind of allow them to feel safe. Remember, tongue flicks are good, so if you can get them to where they're flicking their tongue, that means they're kind of relaxed and sensing the environment. When they're like this right now, they're kind of on alert, maybe a little anxious, you know, so they're kind of in that fight or flight mode, or I guess freeze, the triple F, flight, fight, or freeze. I feel like I'm a freezer too sometimes. So see, now he's beginning to sense the environment, kind of sees that nothing crazy is happening. You just saw my hand drop there. Alright, let's get these guys set up. So what the sand and eco earth does is it creates a substrate that they can dig in really well. And again, if eco earth's not super expensive, probably for like $8 you could fill up 3 like 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket that you buy from Walmart, you know, for those 5-gallon tubs. And so for $8, that's not bad at all. But once you start dealing with like really big animals, like 4-foot, 5-foot long animals, EcoEarth is probably not the most economical solution. At that point, you'll probably want to get some organic topsoil from your local like Home Depot or Lowe's. The reason I did not use topsoil here is because I've used soil inside before, and the smell of soil is really strong inside of your house. It will smell and stink up your whole house, especially the room that it's in. EcoEarth is the exact opposite. It actually takes away smell. It soaks up all of the smell from the animals and all that kind of stuff. So look at the density of the material there. See how I squeeze it and it kind of clumps together slightly, but it's not dripping wet. That's kind of the consistency you want it at. So that's about 2 inches of substrate right now. Hold on to your receipts in case you need to return anything. So it's a 100-watt bulb, so it's not super high wattage. It's probably going to be sitting up right there. And you want their hot side to be about 100 degrees like ambient, but a basking spot of probably like 120, 130. Cold side about 80. Ambient just means like in the air. So 80 degrees in the air. And on the hot side probably like 100 degrees in the air. But this absorbs heat really well, and this will heat up to like 120, 130. So I'm actually going to put a little bit more dirt in there, just so that the side over here, if I need to, I could build up that dirt higher and higher to get just the right temperature. So we're going to put just a little bit more dirt in it, and then if it winds up being too hot, I can move the dirt to the cold side, and they could burrow in there. And then if it winds up being too cold, I can move the dirt back to the warm side. So I guess it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 scoops of EcoEarth to 1 scoop of sand. Maybe even a little bit more, because the size scooper I'm using for sand is smaller. I'm using my hands just so I can really mix things up really well. Get in there really well. A nice even layer of everything. Dig really nice. Okay, so with like a 3-to-1 ratio of EcoEarth to sand, you're definitely going to have nice humidity in there. The substrate is the full length of my finger, so it's about 3 inches deep. For babies right now, that should be perfectly fine. So the plan is to put these lying down just like that, and then the brick right on top of it. And so it's safe so that the brick doesn't roll. What I want to do is bury these in the ground, put the dirt over the plastic, and then put the brick on top of the dirt. So I'm going to dig a hole in the ground, probably 2 inches deep. You could even go all the way to the bottom if you want. And take the excess dirt and put it back over the top, so that you could create a nice surface for the brick to sit. Boom. Perfect. Do the same thing to the other side. Let me wash my hands so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so one thing I noticed is because of how short these are, and you want the thickness of the bricks to sit evenly over it so it doesn't have a chance of collapsing, you'll just want to line up your tubes here the right distance from the side of the glass, just so that both of these bricks will fit nicely right on top, and you won't have to worry about anything collapsing in either direction, front or back. So I think I got it now to a point where I like it. It's good. I trust in the stability of it. So Savannah monitors like tight spaces, so if they can get a tight space, they're going to feel nice and safe. Let's kind of take a look at the semi-finished product here. So just to reiterate, the soil is about 3 to 4 inches deep for the babies. It is a mixture of 2 scoops of Eco Earth that you could buy at your local pet store to 1 scoop of play sand that you could buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. I have bricks so that when the heat hits those bricks will heat up really nicely, creating a surface temperature of about 130 degrees. The cool end will probably be about 80 or 90 degrees, and at night it will drop a little bit, which is why if my house gets too cold, like if my house goes below 70, if the tank goes below 70 at night, I'm going to use this bulb for the hot end, just to give them a little bit of extra heat. But if your house really doesn't drop below 70, you're going to be okay at nighttime. I used those cylinder tubes from Home Depot. I bought 1 2-foot tube, and the guy cut them into 4 equal pieces. And as you see, it creates a tunnel system there. Really cool. The tunnel system is on the warm side, pushing up the rocks, the bricks to the heat, so that the reptiles the monitors can sit up here for heat, or they could bury down in here for a little bit of more warmth on this side, and then tunnels on the cold side. As you see, this mixture of 2 scoops of Eco Earth and 1 scoop of sand works really well for kind of molding everything. So you can see there how deep it is. It's like 4 inches there, probably 3 inches there, and I lost some stuff in the middle from burying the ends, but that's okay. Here's the little guys here, so we're gonna set the heat up and then get them ready to go. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna take off the clamp because I don't need it. At some point in the future, I might need it though, and so I will keep it. They're not gonna be living permanently on the coffee table in my living room, but I am working from home right now, and so I kinda wanna keep an eye on these guys, watch them as I work today, give them some natural sunlight throughout the day. So let's do it. There we go. This way it allows me to monitor the temperatures too. Monitor the monitor's temperatures. That's a good one. It allows me to monitor their temperatures, and then I can adjust the height of the bricks that you see here, higher or lower, based on the temperature that the surface gets to. Also read your animal. Sometimes we can be bookworms and just be like, oh, this is exactly what it needs to be and my animal will be perfect. But you can read your animal too, and you can see if it's too hot, they're gonna kind of be like half on and half off. Like half their body will be on the hot surface, half of it will be off. That's a sign that maybe the surface is too hot. If it's too cold, they might be sitting directly underneath. If it's just right, they'll probably be thermoregulating, which means, controlling their own temperature little by little, and they'll be walking around the whole surface, on the left a little, on the right a little, in the middle a little. So ideally you want to see them using the whole surface and not just one part, like not just fully off and not just directly underneath the light. Directly underneath the light could also mean it's perfect, but it's hard for us to ask our monitor and tell. So look for body language.
Body language.
Body language of if the monitor likes that spot or stays away from it because maybe something's wrong with it. So this one, what I'm doing here is we're going to set up a UVB bulb for them as well. And UVB is just artificial sunlight. It's not as good as regular sunlight, which is why I recommend taking your animal out into the sun, but it is better than nothing. Again, these are very expensive. Keep the receipts. This one actually got given to me. Honestly, See, I don't even know if this bulb is gonna fit. We're gonna find out right now. And that's why you might need the clamp. You can see, this bulb doesn't fit. So what I'm gonna need to do is get a bigger lamp. So I just got done checking my bearded dragon's cage. She does have a smaller bulb in there, but the bulb still doesn't fit in this size heat lamp. So I'm just gonna have to get another heat lamp. And this is a good example of why you might want to check all your dimensions ahead of time. But you know, us in the reptile industry, we are impulsive. We like something, we buy it, we figure it out along the way. And it'll actually work out because now I can just put the nighttime bulb inside of this. So I can just put the nighttime bulb inside of this, and I don't have to swap out the bulb at night. All I have to do is swap out the lamp. So I just take this one out, boom, move this one in. So for today though, the Savannahs are brand new. I'm gonna, give them some sunlight. I'm gonna feed them a little later. I'll show you a video of that. Walmart, that's where I should have went. I thought this was a little bit expensive. If you go to Walmart, you'll probably get a way better price on this, which is also where I got this. And I wanted to show you because this little sprayer thing here, a pump and spray, you're gonna wanna keep, because this is a fish tank, it's gonna evaporate air very quickly. There's a couple ways to deal with that. Number one, you could saran wrap part of the enclosure so that it holds in moisture a little bit more. Or number two, you could just spray regularly with one of these things. As soon as the dirt starts getting really dry, spray the top layer. The water will all hold moisture. It will also sink to the bottom, and it'll give your animals the humidity they need. For Savannah monitors, you're probably looking at, so we'll say 50 to 70% humidity, so they can shed nicely. All right, now one of the most exciting parts is putting the animal in the cage. See what happens. So I'm just gonna leave the camera out here while they're getting their natural sunlight right now. The heat's on, so they can get a hot spot there. And I just saw one of them come out and exploring and flicking the tongue, really being curious. So I wanted to catch him on camera and get some good shots for you guys.
Working on my board.
Just wanted to show what the moisture looks like in the soil. So it almost looks like mold, but when you look closely, it's just little water dots. Thank you once again from inside the reptile room. Subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and enjoy some of this bonus footage at the end. See you guys next time.